When I found out my boyfriend, Daniel, was cheating, it wasn't just the betrayal that hurt. It was his reaction. He laughed. A cold, dismissive laugh that told me I was nothing more than a joke to him. Standing there, with my world crumbling, his laughter echoed in my ears, planting a seed of something I'd never felt before, a burning desire for revenge. But not the petty kind. I wanted something that would last, something that would hit him where he truly lived. And I knew exactly what that was. Daniel was obsessed with his pristine reputation and his high-flying career at a prestigious tech firm. He was the golden boy, the one who could do no wrong. He lived in a meticulously curated apartment, a minimalist masterpiece he was incredibly proud of. It was his sanctuary, his symbol of success. He loved showing it off, especially the smart home system he'd installed himself. He believed he was untouchable, a master of his own universe. That was his biggest weakness. And that's where I decided to strike. The first step was to play the part of the heartbroken, defeated ex. I cried. I begged for answers I already knew. I let him see me at my lowest, feeding his already inflated ego. He lapped it up, offering insincere apologies while already planning his next date with the other woman. He thought I was weak, that I'd just fade away. He underestimated me. While he was basking in his victory, I was meticulously planning. I still had a key to his apartment, and I knew his schedule like the back of my hand. The day I put my plan into action, my hands were shaking, but my resolve was firm. I let myself into his perfect apartment while he was at work. It felt strange, like walking through a museum of our dead relationship. I didn't break anything. I didn't steal. My plan was far more subtle. I went straight for the heart of his kingdom, his smart home hub. Daniel had linked everything to it, his lights, his thermostat, his speakers, even his coffee machine. He'd proudly explained the system to me countless times. Now, his own creation would become his tormentor. I spent an hour setting up a series of timed and randomized automations. I used a separate, anonymous account, untraceable back to me. The thermostat would randomly blast heat in the middle of the night, then switch to ice-cold air an hour later. The smart speakers would whisper. Just quiet, unintelligible whispers at odd hours. Sometimes a faint laugh, a digital ghost in the machine. I programmed his favorite song, the one he said was our song, to play at full volume at 3 a.m. The first few days, I heard nothing. I started to worry it hadn't worked. Then, I got a text from a mutual friend. "Hey, is Daniel okay? He seems really on edge." A small, wicked smile played on my lips. It was working. Soon after, Daniel started posting vague, frustrated statuses on social media. "Can't a guy get a good night's sleep?" and "My apartment is trying to kill me." People thought he was joking, but I knew the truth. I escalated things. I started using the smart speaker's drop-in feature, which allowed me to listen in. I'd hear him muttering to himself, checking his locks, convinced someone was breaking in. One evening, I heard him on the phone with the other woman. He was trying to sound cool and composed, but his voice was strained. Suddenly, I triggered the coffee machine. The grinding sound made him jump, and he let out a yelp. She laughed at him, calling him paranoid. Their perfect, new relationship was already showing cracks. The ultimate move came a month later. Daniel was up for a huge promotion, the culmination of years of work. He was hosting a dinner party for his boss and some senior colleagues to seal the deal. This was his Super Bowl. Through our mutual friend, I found out the exact date and time. That night, I was ready. I waited until I knew everyone had arrived and settled in. I listened through the speaker. Daniel was in his element, charming everyone, his voice dripping with confidence. Then, I began. First, the lights started flickering, like a scene from a horror movie. It was my voice, clear as day, echoing through every speaker in the apartment. "Still laughing, Danny?" The silence that followed was deafening. I heard his boss clear his throat. I heard a woman, probably the boss's wife, ask, "Who was that?" I didn't need to hear anymore. I logged out and disabled the account. My work was done. The aftermath was even better than I could have imagined. Daniel didn't get the promotion. His boss, a family man, was reportedly unimpressed with the drama. The other woman left him, tired of the bad vibes and his increasing paranoia. He ended up selling his beloved apartment at a loss, convinced it was haunted or bugged. He never knew it was me. He was left in a state of perpetual anxiety, looking over his shoulder, unable to trust his own environment. He lost his reputation, his career momentum, his relationship, and his peace of mind. All because he thought my pain was funny. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I disagree. Sometimes, it's best served through a perfectly timed, Wi-Fi-enabled smart speaker. He wanted to make me a joke, but in the end, his life became the punchline. And this time, I was the one laughing. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.